All right, thanks. Enjoy.
This is a Thor News presentation. Thor News presents science is like magic and magic tricks. Astronomy is much like Hogwarts, a school of wizardry and sciencecraft. 97% of American scientists agree a meteorite did not impact Nicaragua over the weekend. As for the meteorite being associated with asteroid 2014 RC, astronomers from NASA's Near-Earth Object Observations Program told the Associated Press that the two events were not linked. 2014 RC flyby happened 13 hours after the Nicaraguan event. So the only two pieces of evidence that hint it was a meteorite impact is that there's a crater and there was a loud boom. Coincidentally, these two pieces of evidence are also associated with, you guessed it, bombs. Cook pointed out that a more likely explanation is that it was someone out blowing things up. You know, kids playing with the equivalent of 1 ton of TNT. Yeah, okay. Okay, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So the idea that like some people were out playing with 1 ton of TNT. 1 ton of TNT. Right? That's what, yeah. People were out playing with 1 ton of TNT. Well, I have to commend science's solidarity. Whereas if one guy says, hey, we didn't make a mistake again, like with the Russian meteor, because that was a totally different meteor that we did not see. It came from out of the sun, or underneath the sun, or went through an over-the-shoulder boulder holder part of the sun. That's why we didn't see it. And now this one, totally unrelated.
Either they don't know, they don't show, or they don't care about what's going on in the celestial neighborhood.
Did you know red giants are everywhere? I'm sorry, red dwarfs are everywhere. Red dwarf stars surround us.
Okay, great. Let's get back to the asteroid. Quit crying.
Phil Blade. There are no confirmed videos or sightings of a meteor over Nicaragua, which is why I'm having pretty serious doubts on this story. Balky, a software engineer at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, has posted an update to the close pass by asteroid 2014 RC on NASA's Near-Earth Object website. Since the explosion in Nicaragua occurred a full 13 hours before the close passage of asteroid 2014 RC, these two events are unrelated. Balky also noted that no eyewitness accounts or imagery have come to light of the fireball flash or debris trail that is typically associated with a meteor of the size required to produce such a crater. All right, now we're at the universe today. The Nicaragua crater. The results of a meteorite impact are not. By now, you've seen the pictures. As astronomers tracked the close pass of near asteroid 2014 RC this weekend, reports came out of Nicaragua that a possible meteorite struck near the capital of Managua. Details are still sketchy, but government sources cite reports of a loud bang and ground tremor late Saturday night on September 6th. It's also curious that no still images or video of the Managua event have yet to surface. Also, I haven't seen any video from it either. The situation in Chelyabinsk in 2013 was different, of course, but video of that event showed up within an hour or two. I'd expect that after 2 days, we'd have some visual evidence from Managua by now. All right, Phil, here's the thing. One thing I've noticed in my year and a half of having a YouTube channel is that scientists really do live in a bubble. And technically, I would call them prima donnas, where they're mostly self-centered and extremely walled off. Okay, yeah, let's call it, they live in an ivory tower. You may not recognize, as you jump from city to city, going to Comic-Con convention to talk about science, that not all countries are as fortunate as America. That some countries, like Nicaragua, have stark, disgusting poverty. Nicaragua is the second poorest country in all of South America. Geez, I wonder why these people didn't have their iPhone 5s out. Obviously, they were all having a rave party in their shanty towns. In between, shifting through the garbage dump looking for food, they should have obviously pulled out their brand new Sony, 500 megapixel camera. I mean, why? Obviously these people should have had video of it. The Aborigines didn't have any video of it, so I don't believe in it. Nicaragua is freaking dirt poor. I would doubt that even 50% of the people there have electricity. You know what I'm saying? So what are they supposed to do? Draw pictures in the dirt? Did you go out there and interview them, Balke? Huh? I mean, did you send a crew out there to investigate the dirt? Or what? I still gotta say, it still feels like you guys are trying to cover your own ass here. I've already told you, you've got 2,000 people living in a trash dump. These are shanty towns. These are tribes people, indigenous, living on under $1 a day. Didn't any of you do your research? How come nobody brings this up? You guys want to be all super fancy scientist boys, and nobody wants to mention, you keep talking about, comparing Nicaragua to America or something. Oh yeah, nobody had iPhone photos, so obviously didn't happen. They're dirt poor. Is it as curious that for the $1 trillion we've spent on NASA over all the years, that's the best photo we get? You know how crappy that is? How can you even verify that photo? Oh yeah, it's a great photo. Do we not have an asteroid-seeking satellite since it came between the Earth and the Moon in the geosynchronous satellite range? Don't we have one up there that could have gotten a good look at it? Why don't we have a asteroid geosynchronous satellite up there floating yet? You know, I mean, for you guys to talk about images as proof or as not proof is hilarious. I mean, look at that image. That is a joke, man. Seriously. All right, now we're at NPR caused crater. Scientists doubt that meteor caused crater in Nicaragua. It's a pretty big blast to me. The biggest mystery is that no one so far has reported seeing a flash of light in the sky that would be expected to accompany such a meteor strike. Why don't you guys go interview the natives? We have to ask, was there a photo or something? And they said, we will give you a photo if you give us food. Did NASA scientists ever disagree about anything? But NASA scientists who are completely oblivious to the fact that 50% of Nicaraguans live on less than $1 a day, most don't even have electricity, they say the fact that no one reported seeing a fireball in the sky would suggest it was caused by something else. Well, NASA, why don't you send a crew down there and ask those people some questions? Maybe pass out some food, too. And so far, no meteorite fragments have been found in the crater. How do you know? Maybe they're just like NASA. Somebody found it, and they're going to report it a year later. An advisor, or is an advisor now, to Nicaragua's Institute of Earth Studies, Wilfred Staunch, said that he was convinced it was a meteorite. But head of NASA's Meteoroid Environment Office, Bill Cook, said that for something to produce a hole in the ground that big, it would have generated a very bright fireball, and nothing was reported. Well, once again, I invite you. Do your research. Managua is a population of 1.2 million people, and many residents reported hearing a loud bang, feeling a shockwave. Heard the explosion, felt the shockwave. Yeah, but we assumed it was a bunch of kids using 1 ton of TNT to detonate a turtle, thinking maybe they'd eat the turtle, not realizing that by using 1 ton of TNT, there would be nothing left of that turtle for them to eat. Poor children. We don't ask questions. Everybody knows kids like to blow stuff up. Alternative explanations. NASA's Bill Cook estimated that the crater would have been created by a blast of roughly the energy equivalent of 1 ton of TNT. So Bill Cook, is that all you're hanging your whole thing on, is footlockers and underwear? On Sunday, scientist Jose Milan had insisted that all the evidence that we've confirmed at the site corresponds exactly with a meteorite and not with any other type of event. Well, buddy, NASA knows it all, man, and they're never wrong. They are NASA. At the very least, on a microscopic scale. I haven't heard of any analysis of the soil there to look for fragments either. Well, before you or NASA came to conclusions, not saying you did, why don't you guys go there? Check it out. For a fact. I'm not saying this was not a meteorite impact, and I'm proud of you for that, Phil. I'm saying that the evidence for this that I've seen so far leaves me pretty unconvinced. Well, I think I've eviscerated your number one. I mean, are you looking at these photos, Phil? You really think these people would have video cameras or would even be up at midnight or even have cell phones? These people look like they have a cell phone bill? I mean, if they live on $1 a day, man, that's $30 a month. You know, my phone bill is $100, man. You really think if you got $30 a month, you're going to spend it on a phone? Who are you going to call? You know, super poor people usually operate pretty locally. So my skeptic sense is tingling here, and I won't be sausaged until we get much better evidence than has been reported so far. I'll add that some places are reporting that this may have been connected with asteroid 2014 RC, which passed by Earth on Sunday. Although this was a near miss, I am very, very doubtful of a connection. Now, here's the word connection, man. How do you know that this chunk didn't break off 1 million years ago and was floating ahead of it? So, in my mind, that would make them connected, you know?
You're right, sir. Asteroids are close.
Welcome to the latest edition of Asteroid Fight Club. I'm your host, Thor Durden, and in this episode, I am super confused. I don't know what the hell is going on with asteroids, man.
You're right, sir. Asteroids are close.
Stay cool.
All right, thanks. Enjoy.
This is a Thor News presentation. Thor News presents Science is like magic and magic tricks. Astronomy is much like Hogwarts, School of Wizardry and Sciencecraft.
97%.
of American scientists agree a meteorite did not impact Nicaragua over the weekend. As for the meteorite being associated with asteroid 2014 RC, astronomers from NASA's Near-Earth Object Observations Program told the Associated Press that the two events were not linked. 2014 RC flyby happened 13 hours after the Nicaraguan event. So the only two pieces of evidence that hint it was a meteorite impact is that there's a crater and there was a loud boom. Coincidentally, these two pieces of evidence are also associated with, you guessed it, bombs. Cook pointed out that a more likely explanation is that it was someone out blowing things up. You know, kids playing with the equivalent of 1 ton of TNT. Yeah, okay. Okay, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So the idea that like some people were out playing with 1 ton of TNT. 1 ton of TNT. Right? That's what, yeah. People were out playing with 1 ton of TNT. So I have to commend science's solidarity. Whereas if one guy says, hey, we didn't make a mistake again, like with